So I've been trying to find the best way to take down Cinderace, and I think I found it. When it comes to raids, usually what you want to look out for is survivability. But me personally, I'm trying to do as many of these as I can because I want those EXP candies. If you're just trying to beat the Cinderace one and done, this will do that for you, but there's other Pokemon you can use. This video is for people that want to beat Cinderace over and over and over again. Now, the tricky thing about Cinderace is its moveset. It only has 5 moves. Don't listen to the moves here. Well, yes, these are the moves it has, plus bulk up. Just like how Charizard used overheat right at the start of the battle when you fought him, Cinderace uses bulk up immediately, and it will continue to use bulk up throughout the battle. Now, what makes Cinderace harder than Charizard is that you can't use status moves through its shield. So once it's behind that shield, you can't use taunt anymore, you can't use charm anymore, and then it can just snowball you from there because it can keep setting up and you can't do anything about it unless you've got measures to prevent it. But what if we just kill it before it gets down to the shield? I've been doing my best to try and come up with strategies to just beat the Cinderace with 2 Switch consoles. The way I beat Charizard was with an Azumarill with Fake Tears and a Sylveon with Specs Hyper Beam. We used Fake Tears 3 times, the Sylveon would do an attack cheer, I would then helping hand Sylveon with Azumarill, and then Hyper Beam would one-shot Charizard. A little bit of a setup, but it was pretty fast. Unfortunately, Cinderace is never going to be as easy. I feel like if you're soloing it especially, a lot of it comes down to the luck of your NPCs. I just tried doing the Slowbro strategy and I had an Arbulova, and I think because I had an Arbulova and all the extra animations made the timer just tick down faster. Well, the timer didn't tick down faster, but I had to wait longer, and eventually got to the point where I wasn't able to OHKO the Cinderace because the timer went on long enough to where he was like, all right, I'm gonna put up my shield now. So I won't lie to you and say that this method is flawless, but I think it's a pretty good method. You just got to be fast with it. To be fair, in the Arbulova setup that I was doing, I actually made a mistake. I used Iron Defense again when I shouldn't have, but I'm gonna set a timer now and we're gonna see how long it takes us to beat this. So we got Tauros. Tauros is actually a really good NPC to have here. Tauros has Intimidate, of course, which helps a lot because now Cinderace, when it bulks up, is just gonna go back to neutral. So what you want to do with this Slowbro is, I'll tell you guys the set after. We're gonna go ahead and Iron Defense 3 times off the rip. I want to talk about Cinderace a little bit. So Cinderace's coverage, I looked at it. There is no one Pokemon that takes every single one of his coverage moves. There will always be a weakness, and that most common weakness seems to be acrobatics. Fire, steel, flying, and fighting covers every single Pokemon in the game. There is no one Pokemon that can take it, and that's just the fact. Defensively, I think the best Pokemon for Cinderace is Pelipper. Setting up the rain is very valuable. Now that we've Iron Defense 3 times, we're going to Nasty Plot 3 times. Like I said, I think a big part of this is maybe the luck of your NPCs, because I mean, I've got a paralyzed Cinderace right in front of me now. But yeah, we're going to set up Nasty Plot 3 times. So yeah, this Cinderace is tricky. It is tricky, but I've always found the most quick way to get through raids is by one-shotting them, obviously, which requires a little bit of setup. So yeah, here he is bulking up again. That's fine. I believe I've Nasty Plotted 3 times. Let me just check my PP. He said PP. I have indeed. So now I go for an attack cheer. Now this is important. Without this, you will not OHKO the Cinderace, so make sure you go for an attack cheer. One thing that will stop this setup as well is getting crit. So it is a little bit luck based. If you get crit, you will just straight up die from there, I'm pretty sure. But here we have a stored power, and the Cinderace dies. I don't know how long that took. I've been recording this whole video for roughly 6 minutes now. And yeah, not bad, huh? Not bad. Like I said, I think there is some luck involved. I think if after a certain amount of time goes by, Cinderace will just set up its shield, you know. So if you see an Arbulova, maybe run from that raid and try and get other NPCs. Like I said, Tauros is always a good one to have. There is definitely a little bit of luck involved. I will not say that this is a flawless guaranteed method, but I think when it comes to soloing, this is the best we've got. So what's the strat? It's a Life Orb Slowbro. Terror type doesn't matter. You want to have Iron Defense, Nasty Plot, Slack Off, and Stored Power. Slack Off is just in case. Slack Off is a move it learns by level up, so you don't have to do anything fancy there. I think Iron Defense and Nasty Plot are just TMs. I don't actually quite remember. They're either TMs or level up. There's no like moves involved here. It's a modest Slowbro with max special attack and max defense. Now, the reason I'm doing max defense is because it takes less damage. Most people for raids just do max HP, max special attack. I mean, even I do that because it covers both defense and special defense. But with Cinderace here, we know what we're going up against. We know it only has physical moves. So max out the defense and run it modest. And that's pretty much it. You Iron Defense 3 times to take care of your defense. You Nasty Plot 3 times, and then you do an attack cheer, and then you stored power. Pretty straightforward, I think. There's a lot of different ways to be Cinderace, and I'm going to be experimenting with ways to do it in a group as fast as I can, because I want to grind these and get as much from it as I can. But for solo play, I will be using this Slowbro. If you guys have any suggestions on how we can improve it, feel free to let me know in the comments. If you have any sets you want to suggest to people, please leave it in the comments. This raid is actually pretty difficult, and I'm glad that it is. Thank you guys so much for watching. And if I missed anything, of course, let me know. I hope this helps. Good luck on killing some Cinderaces.